The world is looking for resources, and Canada has so many of them. In Ontario alone, there's something called the Ring of Fire. It is one of the biggest chromium deposits in the world. Chromium is needed for stainless steel. So 500 kilometers north of Thunder Bay. People have known about it for years, and nothing's been done. Premier Ford is the Premier of Ontario, and he's here today, and I want to ask you, you believe in progress and resources, and it's a difficult project because it is far north, but is it ever going to get mined?
Well, I feel we've moved further than any government ever in Ontario. We worked hand in hand with First Nations communities up there. Martin Falls and Wibbequay are doing the environmental assessment. We've allocated $1 billion to build the road to get up there. But the road is, yes, it's for the critical minerals, but it's also for First Nations communities.
Well, most First Nations I'm aware of, and I've dealt with First Nations in the Yukon on mining, they want to be hand in hand with it.
Yeah, they do. They want to partner up.
Right.
They get, as I always say, a piece of the pie. But more importantly, they have road access. Everything's flying in now. So they'll be able to get fuel, they'll be able to get fresh food, and they'll be able to get medical and broadband as well.
Benefits. You pointed out real benefits for the First Nations, real benefits for jobs in Ontario and the rest of Canada, and minerals for the world. So what's the problem?
Federal government. Federal government wants to slap another EA on top of our environmental assessment, duplicate the process. I've talked to the Prime Minister. He agrees not to duplicate it, but they continue to move forward on it. And our environmental assessments are second to none in the world.
Right.
We do our due diligence, and they're just holding it up.
Sometimes you wonder about the old days and just go back when they would go in without environmental assessment and do it and get things done. So is bureaucracy holding this up? Is that what you think?
First of all, under the Constitution, under the natural resources, it falls under the province.
Right.
But they're stepping in, as far as I'm concerned, stepping over the line and encroaching into our jurisdiction, which is unacceptable. We're working with them. But they've moved a little bit. They've allocated $40 million to sit down and come up with a solution on how to get it done.
Premier, do you think there's going to come a time when you're going to have to say, enough is enough, we're moving ahead with the First Nations?
Well, that's a discussion that we'll have with the First Nations communities and the federal government. I always want to collaborate, but when you deal with other levels of government, or any level of government, they always want to put up roadblocks, and we're a government that gets things done. And we're going to make sure that we go up there and make life better for the First Nations communities.
Sounds promising. Thank you very much. 3 minutes. I know that many of you viewers are experiencing tough times with those pointless Trudeau taxes. You're watching every dollar, so are we. We run a very lean operation, which is why I'm asking this question of you now. If you know of any companies who want to advertise on this station, good people watch it, as you know, from coast to coast to coast. Please let us know. And in the meantime, please subscribe and PayPal.